Going to get a lot of Hall of Fame consideration. He is joining us live after that impressive Rams showing last night. Andrew Whitworth joining us. Okay, let's start with this. Joy and I just asked the question. Super Bowl team, this team, Andrew, what does this team do better? What do you see, the similarities and differences?
I think that really offensively we mix it up a little more. I think when you look at the game plans, there's different things coming at you personnel-wise than really we did that year. So maybe we're not as fine-tuned in the one personnel that we do, but we mix it and do enough to kind of keep you off your feet a little bit and trying to make sure you're matching us personnel-wise in the things we do. And defensively, man, I think the way they mix it up in coverages and blitzes and how they're playing up front, that secondary, the level they're playing at, and really the speed we have at linebacker and at safety, they can cover the field fast. I think one of the most impressive things about this defense is you watch last night, there's 2 or 3 people making the tackle, not one, all over the football field.
Yes, incredibly fast. So Brandon Staley's your new defensive coordinator. Did you see something early? He obviously is a great communicator because the team communicates well defensively. Tell us what he does that you like.
I think he's a great teacher, and he's one of those guys that, much like when I moved here in 2017 in free agency and met Sean and was around him a lot and got to see him coach, you knew instantly, man, I don't know when it's coming or what time it's going to happen in his career, but this guy's going to be a really good football coach. And unfortunately, I think he's going to be one of those guys that, you know, selfishly you're hoping nobody calls him in the offseason, but he's going to be one of those that's going to be a hot ticket come soon.
So last night, the world got a look, and we'd seen him earlier this year, but he really controlled the last 3 quarters of the game, running back Cam Akers. So you guys, the Rams drafted him. Let's see, I think he was Van Jefferson, Cam Akers. So you didn't have a preseason. So obviously, you're going through walkthroughs. It's August. Did you suspect Cam would be this special?
I think he's one of those guys really through the walkthroughs, through when we got into practicing in camp. You knew enough watching how he carried the football, and it's strange to say, but he walks around like he's a really good tailback. Like just the demeanor, the attitude he kind of carries himself with. It's like this kid knows he's good. And he knows, what it's going to take, but it's just figuring it out. And I think really early in camp and early in the season, it was more of him learning how we run the ball and really our scheme and what we're trying to accomplish with every run. Because I think that's the biggest change for these young skill players is it's not just free-for-all. It's there's a plan to every play, and that's how it's got to work in the NFL. And, man, to watch him last night, that slash run ability, the set up the block, make one cut and hit it, it was impressive to see and talented.
Offensive line, you're out. You'll come back, but they have a young left tackle who played very well last night. What can you do not playing? I mean, obviously you talk, they listen, but I thought the offensive line last night had one of its better performances without you. I mean, and seriously, that's not what we would suspect. Your takeaway, do you talk, do you help, do you communicate? Your thoughts on the O-line without you?
Yeah, I think they did a tremendous job, and they're getting better and better every week, just like we kind of set out the season. I said at the beginning of the year that this group has the talent. They're young. I mean, people forget, really, without my old self and Roger Saffold and John Solomon that we had 2 years ago, I mean, this was a really young, inexperienced group, and now your 2 most experienced guys outside myself are really only 4- and 5-year players, and the rest they're in their second season or rookies. And so it's one of those things where this is a very young group that's getting better every single week, including Joseph Noteboom, who's playing left tackle right now while I'm out. And he's continuing to get better and better. And the physicality they played with last night, that's something you bottle up and say, hey, guys, if we can play that way each and every week, we're going to give this offense a chance with a great defense to put ourselves in a position to win each and every week.
Aaron Donald doesn't look like a big talker, and not all players are built to lead. Some are just built to perform. Is Aaron a leader or just a remarkable talent?
Well, I think that it's in the I think the screamers and the yeller version of leaders would probably say, hey, you know what, he doesn't talk enough. But I'm one of those people that, Colin, I don't believe in that mess. I think that leadership is the ability to walk in a room and men say, you know what, that's the guy I want to walk in the room with. And that's the guy that when I want to walk into adversity, I want to walk in it right beside him. This guy does everything the right way. His attitude's the right way. His effort's the right way. He sets the tone in how he does things each and every week for this defense and for our entire team. And to me, that's the greatest form of leadership there is, because if I'm going to walk in any kind of adversity, Aaron Donald's the guy I want right beside me. So to me, that's the kind of leadership that lasts.
You've been posting your rehab on Instagram. I said this earlier today. In a league where Seattle has injuries, Pittsburgh, Dallas, Philadelphia, Tampa Bay, third year in a row, you guys are remarkably healthy. Even you're coming back. There was the Gurley injury. They've quickly replaced him with good drafting. Is it luck? Is it coincidence? Is it culture? The Rams have stayed remarkably healthy, Andrew, and you know. I mean, you don't get hurt much. I mean, what is it in the culture? Is it a better turf? It's less hitting in practice. What is it?
You know, it's wild in this league. You look at the late in the year and in playoff runs, you can talk about who gets hot and who does this, but a lot of the time, Colin, it goes back to who's healthy and who's not. And I think that's one of the most important things you can be at the end of the season is have a healthy football team. And I think that really, honestly, it's Reggie Scott and his team, our medical director and our VP of sports performance. I mean, this guy does a tremendous job of just being the guy who helps establish the culture, not necessarily on the football field, but in our locker room, in our weight room, in our training room. He does an amazing job. Our staff is unbelievable. Really, the job Justin Love has done and come in and for us as a strength coach. I mean, it's really special. And it's one of the things that I realized was completely different about this place the first day I stepped in it, is really the job they do of taking care of guys' bodies, be on top of those kind of things. I mean, Colin, here's my birthday tomorrow. This is going to be probably one of the first times on my birthday I'm not going to be playing NFL football in 260-something games. I have no idea what to do right now. I'm so confused not being healthy and ready to go. But I'm looking forward for the opportunity that I know this. I mean, in the progress we're making, I'll be back for the playoffs without question if that happens. And so I'm excited.
Go have a piece of cake. Just go have a big fat piece of cake for your 39th
I can't do that. All the guys are working hard. They're winning football games. I'm so jealous and feel worthless right now.
Well, you're great for us. You're not worthless. You're a great guy, and we appreciate you coming on. Thanks, buddy.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.